There. Good morning, everyone. It's me. And first, of course, we're going to start with feeding everyone. Chapter 8, Part 5, Spirit World. Restoration. Between life and death. Yes. Oh. What is that? Well, the best way. Did you guys just hear that? Just knocked at the door. Huh? Oh, thank you. You had this bowl right there. That was cool. All right. Oh, same beginning. Just about every time. Are you guys bored yet of that? After just a few videos, have you watched any of the other ones? You got any hole? Nothing. I've been doing this for the last 18 years. And this, with whatever we've got left here on the farm to take care of, if it comes to the critters and all that, this is, woo, yeah. And it has never gotten old for me. Right? Never. It's a beautiful, beautiful way to start the morning. Be part of, just be part of all these animals' lives who, every one of them has, I don't think I've ever had. All the horses are different, have different temperaments. They're back. And, every dog, every cat I ever had, every goat I ever had, we had a few pigs, now we have two, and they're both of them completely different when it comes to their personalities. That kind of cool? Yeah. Oh, the chickens. Like clockwork. Tinkle. Piggy, piggy. Oh, I've got to get, we have lots of company coming. I have to get this ready here for our chicken, our porch chicken that got hurt. I don't think I need to put all the chickens old enough now they eat the whole canal. Okay guys, you ready? Hey, little Larry again. I better get Tinkle's food, otherwise Toot will eat it all. I don't know where she's at. Out for a stroll. The beautiful thing about this place is, it kind of goes with my chapter today, the room that they all have. And it comes with some cons, okay? But for the animals, it's all pros. They don't know any cons about this, right? Only as the caretaker, the keeper of them all, I'm looking at the cons and going, okay, what am I going to do to keep this dude here from going down the road whenever he feels like it? Which we have pretty much under control, but control, there's never 100% control when it comes to your animals, right? I know they are animals, and I treat them as such. Just as with the plants, I treat the plants that I grow or have around me as such. Part of the principles of creation. Okay, so what does that mean, really? Well, it means that even though you think you're in control, you're going to have to allow for some mishaps to happen, for things you just can't control out there, right? When they're cruising around, roaming around. And then when you live where we do, with as much as they have to roam, there's the wildlife that comes with it. Yes. And okay, so I so love my animals, this, that, but then when it comes to the wildlife out there, in order to keep everything that I have, I need to go and destroy it. Now, that's not the way it works. Okay, that's a bad idea. But in a way, if you have, we have no rats here. Never had rats here. But we have mice and voles and moles. And I've always had a cat that took care of the worst of it, if you want to call it that. I know there was a mama that had babies in here, because I found one the other day, a baby that was dead, which probably Burlington found. Mostly, if they're not in my way, as I said, this is out in the wilderness. What do I care about a few mice? And I don't like them in the house. All right, so what you do with that? Now set a trap. That's what I do. I gotta keep the human beings here healthy. But we've lost many chickens to coyotes and whoever what, especially before winter time, when they kind of get ready to hunker down during the cold, and need to have that extra little fat. But we've always had plenty of chickens. I don't need 50 chickens. If I keep until springtime, if I still got about 15 or 16, I'm good. Oh, but then, no, it's just how it works. That's a give and take. When you're in a place like this, you got to acknowledge the give and take out there. That, domestic life and wildlife, what that entails. Now, I've never lost a horse or a goat to any of that, but the smaller animals, I've lost some cats. Most likely I went out there and fought something and didn't come out the winner. Yes. But otherwise, really, you have only chickens. Chickens are it. Right? And then our dogs are pretty good. They chase off what they feel like they don't want here. Okay, some hay out there. Just a little bit. They're not really all that dependent on the hay. The problem is that, again, especially this one here, I have to entice to make sure he comes back and says, ooh, I want the goodies. Okay, you about ready? Chickens look like they're done. I can let you out. Come on. So I bring that up early this morning. No. See? Why did I leave that there? He knows this is corn. Oh, let's see if the girl is here. But as you also could see, he didn't fight me on it. Here now. Just got a good mouthful and then went on. Maddie, come on. Maddie says, but I like to eat them. Then horse apples. Yes, you like to eat all kinds of stuff that people go, yuck! Ugh, those birds are still everywhere. I got company coming tomorrow, and the owners of the horses say, yep. All right, listen. Hey. Oh, you like that? You guys see what okay, you guys can't probably not see what he's doing, but he's sniffing his way through the hay to see what he actually wants. Okay, go on then. Which is a sign of, come on. Which is a sign they have plenty to eat. They're not going for whatever there is, right? Yes. Very spoiled. Go on. Go on, buddy. I can't let anybody else out if you stand right there. Go on. Oh, he's getting so old. Little donkey, Sage. Come on, buddy. There's more out there, which you know. Okay, so today, you just about done? Hi, Charlie. He's such a good horse. What I noticed in most of our animals, they know the difference between an adult and a child. That always amazes me. Charlie, he's all right if you want to ride him. All the horses can be ridden, except for Bo. Bo is too old. He's just a lawn ornament now. And that is just fine. No one likes to see anyone in pain, right? And he's doing good as he is. Charlie, when he has an adult on him, I mean, he's fine, yeah, if you're an experienced rider. But when he has a child on him, oh, he is as docile and this and that and da-da-da. I mean, amazing. Amazing little horse for children to ride. And so is Maverick. Maverick, he is very spirited. Boy, that horse can run and loves to run. And but as soon as he has a child on him, I guess they know because of the weight or something. Maybe, I don't know. That he that never offered to run, never would offer to do anything that kind of amazing, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, you wonder who else is on that horse. Yeah, okay. So today, I want to talk about restoration. When someone passes away, lived life passes away, we're going to talk about a particular way of passing away and what I experienced. Okay, I can't say, oh yeah, I've got this 100% figured out, this, that. No, I don't. All I can say is just that, again, the experiences that I had, I believe, I hope for, is that it will help others. Mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandmas, grandpas, and so on, friends, to know, okay, was a horrible thing to happen. And why did it happen? Because the guilt, and we're talking suicide, when someone takes their own life, which is absolutely, probably, besides abortion, where a life is taken like that, totally defenseless. Okay, we're talking about suicide. It's probably the saddest thing, the most sad thing. And the guilt that is left behind, especially with close family members, our friends, just anyone that's been associated with that person, is the question, did I not do something? How did I not realize? The one thing that I found with people that commit suicide, and I've come across enough of them, one in particular, in my own family as well, not in my immediate family, but extended family, where I came from, not too long ago, not a year ago, something. It's I've had enough experiences with that, where rarely is a person who commits suicide all on their own, with no one there, who hasn't helped them, loved them, this and that. So why did life become so unbearable, worthless to them, that they disregarded other possibilities except for taking their own life? All right. So I asked the Spirit this morning, but I'm not going to start, now that I talked about it, I'm not going to start with that one. Oh, no, you have to start with that. I asked him this morning, I said, can I use your experience that I've had with you and your family? Can I do that? He said, absolutely. And then I'm going, okay, was that just my wishful thinking now, this or that, which I know better, but yet I don't want to overstep a line that a spirit or people here in the physical wouldn't feel comfortable with, per se. Yet, then, I said, okay, I need some confirmation, and I ended up speaking or sharing with one of his siblings. And while I was doing that, I didn't say anything in particular, just kind of wanted to make this connection so that somehow I would, maybe something else would come. And here is this, it was a young man in spirit world that I asked for. He's laughing at me. I could hear him clear as day, laughing at me while I am trying to kind of see, okay, I need some confirmation, make sure, and he's laughing at me. Like saying, you already got my 100% support. I don't want others to do what I did. All right. So here goes the story. I'm not going to name any names. That's not important. Because, again, even though he wouldn't care, it's part of, and I'll tell you a little more about that young man's life now in spirit world, which has taken a wonderful, beautiful turn. Turn, there is a season, turn. You guys know that the words from the song Turn, 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 the more rock and roll version is by the Byrds, is chapter 3 in Ecclesiastes, exactly the words, yeah? Pete Seeger took those words from the Bible. So cool, right? Yes, okay. So this young man has been coming around ever since I started the chapter 8. He's been coming around, and I had a feeling that this is going to be one that experience. And then yesterday, when I talked about that other one, he was right there, so don't forget me kind of thing. But again, that it wasn't the time. All right. Keep on going. Just keep on going. You are a really loud one. They're not always that loud. She'll be back. She didn't lay that egg. Unless she came from upstairs, which I didn't see. Alright. So today's the day to share that. And again, why is he so keen on sharing his own story when it came to suicide? It's because it's a story of restoration. We can't stop people when it comes to their own life. When it comes to on how people decide to create their own life. Okay? I mean, I'm talking when you have to become an adult. Okay? Then what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But the guilt is still there. It'll never leave you in many ways. And I think that the reason he wants his story to be told, is on what a difference we make, even to our loved ones in the spirit world. They're not just making a difference for us. We are making a difference for them. If we are aware of the help that they may need. And sometimes it can be someone you have no clue. It just depends again. Where is your spiritual life at, right? Does it just include you and your family? Or are you out in the world knowing, hey, everyone needs to be involved in making things better. Everyone needs to be, not in a violent killing spree, by the way. Just, there are ways. It takes time. But I believe it is a time of peace. So I said, that young man had taken his life many years before that. Never thought of, I mean, there were even, there were all this kind of stuff. Oh, did he do it? Did he not? Was it something else? This, that. I could have not cared less, to tell the truth. I'm not, I wasn't there. I didn't feel no guilt or this or that over his death. Some people else, another sacrifice. This now I'm going, yeah, for whom? Okay. If, whatever, then people fix it in their mind, however they want to, and are not willing to accept reality. I think that if anyone in his own family would have accepted reality, would have accepted the fact, yes, he committed suicide, then he might have been able, or something might have been able to give in their own family, in his own family, where they would have been alerted to what was going on. Okay? Again, if you have a family member, this, that, who took his life, and then if you continue, I'm not saying everyone does that, okay? I'm trying to be of help here to someone who needs it. Or if you come across it, well, what is that? Right? You maybe realize, oh, I can help here, right? From spirit, from the physical to spirit and vice versa. If you continue to wallow in your own misery over a death like that, right? where then you're not going to be of any help. Number one, it's a fact they're gone. They're in spirit world. Number two, another fact, they're not going to be easily reached. Yeah, you take your own life, you take someone else's life, or you take your own life, well, that takes some restoration. We talk about the taking of life another time. This is about taking your own life. And it isn't. Yeah, so I'm saying I didn't really have anything much to do with that death, nor did I. No, that wasn't something I had on my nightstand. Don't need to pray for that one or this or that. But I sat surrounded by people here in the physical, surrounded on the porch by I don't know how many people. I sat on the steps, and out of nowhere, I am not kidding you, out of nowhere, spirit world just opened up. That's sometimes what happens. Though, does it happen a lot? It just depends on how much attention I pay. Sometimes. Here she's back. Can you guys settle down someplace? Well, she wasn't done yet. You get to the point when you are so connected to heaven, good spirit world, then whatever comes from the negative spirit world, it's just a part of restoration. But you're not constantly looking or trying to find these vision things opening, or I had a spiritual experience, because it's just a part of you. Okay? You just do what you have to do, right? She has to do what she has to do, which is lay an egg. I tell you, it's the funniest thing. When they lay an egg, I know I'm veering off, but that's just when they lay an egg, when they get ready to lay an egg, I am not kidding. They're in the last stage of labor. When you're a woman, if you had a child, they're doing exactly the same thing. You should see them. I mean, the same thing. The pushing that's going on, and the concentration, and you can tell. It's so funny. Well, it's so similar. Except what? It takes what? About 5 minutes maybe, and then that's it? Yes. Okay. So, I'm sitting there, and spirit world just opens up, and I see a spirit, and I could tell right away this is a young spirit. It is male. You can tell. You know when you are in the company of a woman or a man, spiritually, the feminine or the masculine. You know. I know. All right. Sometimes I don't. But then that's just because there's someone that's supporting me, this, that, and I don't need to know. In this case, I knew. Oh, so, I went, oh, wow. No clue who that was. And I couldn't see the face. Because he was standing, is in a dark, very dark place. Again, I could see perfectly fine. Remember? Okay. The spiritual senses of seeing in spirit world is different. But I could tell it was a very dark place. But I could see, just like horses can see at night, right? Oh, they can see perfectly good at night. All right, so I see this young man, could tell it was a man, young man, and he was unmoving, standing against a stone wall. One could say, it looked kind of like a cave, but the cave was only where he stood with his face, with his body fronted. There's a cave, but then right behind there was nothing. Just right there. Oh no, okay. Wow, what is it? Sitting on the steps, on our porch, people all around, sunny day, And suddenly people talking, this, that, walking in the garden, and suddenly this opens up. And amazingly, when that happens, I don't hear anything around me anymore. And no one disturbed me either. It was one of those things. Obviously, a very important happening. So here I'm sitting, going, sheesh, what's he doing there? And I'm, when that picture became clear, and I'm noticing, I have taken all that in, I see behind him his father and a brother. Oh, I could see them clearly. I knew exactly who they were. Then I knew who he was. And they were reaching their hands out to him. That's all they did. Just reaching their hands at him. But he did not know they were there. They did not know. He did not know they were there. Reaching out to him. They could not touch him. Okay? They were several feet away from him. Right? Just reaching out their hands. Going, oh. So here I was going to this person. What am I supposed to do here? No idea. What do you want me to do? Talk to him. What's the immediate response? Talk to him. They never said anything before I asked. Talk to him. Me? He doesn't know where he's at. Again. And he doesn't know that his father and his brother are standing right behind him. All he needs to do is just turn around. Now, one thing, the time frame of all this, that young man had passed away, probably 20 years before that. And interesting thing that his brother had passed away a number of years before that. And his father had only passed away for about 2 or 3 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, want to give this right. So whatever happened here in the physical, with me involved on our porch here, on our place, and whatever happened in spirit world at that time had reached a point where something was possible, but it needed the intervention from the physical world. Someone, right, that could be a mediator between that one young man committed suicide, couldn't move, couldn't hear, couldn't see, and just couldn't face anything except for that cave wall. So I started talking to my husband, so what else can I talk to him? Have him turn around so he can start to see. Oh, okay. So here I am. Don't you wonder? How do you talk to a spirit like that? Right? I mean, yeah, I've had a lot of experience with that. Okay. Besides, I don't really have a whole lot of compassion for people who take their own life. All right. Well, okay, I'm just being honest here, all right? So here I'm going to have to talk to you. Okay. So, I just said, okay, hey, don't you think you stared at that wall long enough? Or, just turn around. eventually you're going to have to just face that music, if you like it or not. You already know. You already know you've done something you should not have done. And a long time ago, that now, you're kind of, this was my take on it. Now you're procrastinating, staring at that wall, and it's time to face the music. All you have to do is just turn around. And I said, all the help in spirit world will be there for you to correct, to restore your spirit, to and then become. Said, you're useless here in spirit world with what you're doing, where you're at. It's totally useless. I said, it's your choice. You were not put there. Right? Don't have to be there. But you are the ones going to have to turn around. You are going to have to do that. So, as you can tell, oh, yeah, you're not really sympathetic to it, or asked, why did you do this? Or why do I need to know that? It's already happened. I don't need to know that. What I need to do, what my job was, is for him to acknowledge, okay, no, I'm not, this isn't suffering. This isn't being miserable in spirit world. This is not facing what he needs to, through what he's done in the physical to his own life in spirit world. So what, I'm going to go and stroke? Oh yeah, you're doing good. You just keep staying here for another what? Half of his eternal life? Okay. It's so funny, right? Eternal life. There's no time and space, blah, 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 this, that, right? Anywho. So, as you can tell, but I was patient, and while I was talking to him as well, I wasn't shouting at him. Again, that would just, but I was gentle per se, but the words that I used were, hopefully it would wake him up, right? If you just keep stroking someone they're doing something wrong, guess what? Right? That just solidifies their belief in what they're doing. So anyway, I had to find the words, okay? From the situation that I saw in spirit world, I had to find the words to say, no, you're not suffering right now. You're just immobilized, and this is your way to not face the music. I said, you're going to have to face the music. You're going to have to face God. And I said, you're going to have to face your father and your brother who are standing right behind you, stretching out their hands to you. I have no idea how long I was talking this and that, and just kept on going. I have no idea. Again, I didn't look at the clock afterwards either. And then after some time, he did. I could tell. Again, I believe, just as I said yesterday, I believe what happens in cases like that, because I've had a few now, or I had enough. So you see a pattern is that my willingness, my energy, that works for restoration, wants things to work out, was able, from the physical into the spiritual, into the spirit world, was able to start to create an energy around him, because I still have my physical body, and I have my spiritual body, right? I was able, with that combination, that unification of myself, I was able to create a positive energy around him then that touched him. That just a spirit for another spirit can't do. Because his father and his brother were so bright that it's like touching a hot stove and you have to back up. Right? But mine is more balanced. Right? Is that understandable? It isn't as it is coming from two good spirits who have moved on, are doing their job in spirit world, doing a lot of good things, moving up in the levels, this snap becoming brighter and brighter, right? Whereas this young man was still completely in the dark. So if someone's completely in the dark and you shine a bright flashlight at them into their eyes, what happens? They can't see anything. Right. It's kind of the same in spirit world. So having someone in the physical world help with that, right, and slowly build up a little light around them, positive energy, then that's why we become mediators for restoration between our ancestors and our descendants. You see, in a way, do you understand that? No? Okay. As well. And have to go sometimes through some things here that we need to restore. Yes, though we're not doing it, we haven't done it bad, it keeps resurfacing in our lives. Okay. He starts to turn around. He starts to slow. I could tell, yeah, he's starting to move, And I mean, it's like, that's a happy moment. Again, the rewards are, it's incredible when you realize, whoa, it's working, right? It's working. So he turns around, starts to turn around more and more and more. And he recognizes who's standing behind him. And there was the last thing that I got to see was the embrace between all three of them, the embrace. And I was, again, the tears just came. Now, there was no waving goodbye, this or that. As soon as that happened, it closed up. Spirit world closed up. That was it. I'd done my job. I got to see the embrace. That's so beautiful. It was so. The unification between these three people, I call them people in spirit world too, was incredibly beautiful. It was. So now you think, everything's good now. Yeah. No. For this young man, that was just the beginning. To start restoring the darkness that he created through taking his own life. But it is possible. So where it's disappointing to me when I still hear sometimes that someone who takes their own life can't be buried in sanctified or holy ground or this or that. Yeah? Who are you to decide that? And number one, who says that is holy ground, that you consider holy ground? Huh? You get to say that? People out there get to say that. Really? I feel, and I don't know that for 100% sure, but I feel that anyone who takes their own life feels condemned on earth. Now you're deciding they have to be condemned in spirit world as well. Wow, good going. Well, then why don't you just take on the job for God too? All right. Anyway, I have to say that. Some people out there think they're just all that. So, if you have someone, so that young man's journey in spirit world has just begun. After more than 20 years of already being a spirit in spirit world, just then his journey began. Oh, do I know this? No, I don't really know what happened afterwards. I just knew I did my job. I got plenty rewarded for that, number one. But then, just a few days later, as I said, then it starts, right? There's always a reason why I find out things. I just found out that he's very doing really well, and not going to talk about those circumstances. I feel like that's. Oh, he says, no, tell them what happened. He got blessed in spirit world to another spirit of a blessed family that also, assuming, lost a daughter, a young girl, and they're married now in spirit world. And yeah, right. Does that happen? Well, I'm just telling you what. I can't. I can't say yeah, and I can't say no, because I'm just telling you what I got. So many years later, after the reunification with his father and brother, on how that young man's life in spirit world now, the happiness that he has attained, no doubt through a lot of restoration, working, trying to help others with the same affliction of suicide, probably helped, tried, helped, and was successful with many people in this world who felt condemned in this world and said, no, don't do that. Somehow, right? I don't know how he did it, but I have no doubt that was part of his restoration path. So, there you go. Amazing story? Yes? We are not the judge here of people who decide my life is over here, even though I'm physically still fit, this, that, quite successful and all that, but if they have some kind of a snappy thing going on or whatever, and that's that. Some prepare very methodically for it as well. That's not my area to judge. What I like to say out there to people who had a case like that in their family, sometimes it's more than one, love them. Encourage them through your prayers, through your give and take with them. Even if they cannot hear you, this and that. How did I explain how that energy works? And let go of that guilt. There's no use for it. Not here and not in spirit world. But to continuously, right, if one still feels, dear me, what happened? Then most likely something's still not right with that person in spirit world. And you can, as a family member, you can do something. You really can. You can try to reach them. Even if you just read the Bible to them. Read good parts out of the Bible to encourage them to start that process of surrounding them with some light. One thing I can tell you 100% is that people who take their own life, you end up absolutely alone someplace in spirit world. There really isn't anyone else there except for you. So for family members to know that now, yes. Yeah. So is there for every season there's a reason? Turn, turn, turn. I don't have all the answers either. Oh, wouldn't that be something? But with the experiences that I have in spirit world, I feel at least that hope can be given and a job can be given, right? Closure can be had. And then when spirits like that start to take on the work in spirit world, then restoration, go on that restoration path, which always includes others as well. It isn't about them anymore then. Right? That's the one thing they have to learn big time. Then the people left behind here, you will know when your heart starts to become lighter and lighter. Right? Yes. And then most likely during a period like that, when you do that with someone in your family that has passed away that way, you will start to also find what your gift is. Okay, what am I? What? This is what I absolutely feel called for, right? Yeah. Yes. Division. I think the number one thing that we have to start with on that, on starting to view differently, is there is no division between the spirit world and the physical world. They absolutely work together. They were created per se together, per se. Okay. And the give and take is absolutely this. So that division can be overcome. And I think that is the number one division we need to overcome in this world. And then after that, wow, imagine. Huh? Imagine. Okay. Well, so one last quick one on that one. Well, since you've never had blah, 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 which I realized when I said that, I'm going, oh, wait a minute. As a child, I was in so much pain over my migraines that, and I think I mentioned that in the existence of God as well. Maybe, maybe not. I can't remember now. But I'm going to repeat it here on how you can overcome here in the spirit world if you are someone listening going, yeah, I feel like just calling it quits. I was about 11 or 12 years old. I had migraines a lot, which are very painful, and a headache just about every day. As a child, started at 6 years old. By the time I was about, I want to say 11 or 12, could have been 10, somewhere in there. I came home again. I was in so much pain. And I laid down and I said, please, Father, and I had already, my life of having give and take with spirit world and all that, and God, growing up as a Catholic and had good guidance there. So it was already, that world was already established in my life at that time. As a child, I said, Father, I'm so much pain, please. Can I just die? I just want to die. Please let me die. And I stopped breathing. I did that, okay? This wasn't, oh yeah, God says, all right, okay, cool, let's let her go. Let's give her an aneurysm or a heart attack from all the pain or the, aspirin or something. I just stopped breathing. And, I was a child, okay? So here we go. I just stopped breathing. I did that. I chose to do that. And I noticed after some time, now I was a good swimmer, so I know when you go diving, eventually you got to get up and go and get a breath. You got to go and get some air. You can't stay in that water forever. And so I kind of looked at it that way. So eventually I'll just see, Oddly, my pain was gone. I had no more pain. Stopped breathing. Pain was gone. And I realized, how long have I been laying here without taking a breath? And I don't feel like I have to take a breath. It was almost as if I was in this odd limbo. I can only describe it as that now, but I still have it so vividly in memory. I was laid there and suddenly I realized I really don't have to take a breath. I could go right now. I could go right now. Now remember, I was not in any pain anymore. It's one of those things where afterwards you're going, well, what kind of a trick was that, right? In the mind of someone who says, just, I'm in so much pain, just please just take me. I can't take this anymore. Okay. I didn't, and then I stopped breathing. Didn't need to take a breath, but I was not in pain. Which did what? Oh, I could think. And suddenly I realized, wow, this could be it. And it wasn't, oh my gosh, is this really it? No, I was very calm. I was very, very calm about the whole thing. And then that never entered my mind before when I said, please, I'm in so much pain. Then suddenly I saw my mother and my siblings and what that would do to them. If I were to pass away here in my bed and they would find me like that, what would that do to my mother? Then, because of what it would do to my mother, what would it do to my siblings? And I realized I can't do that. I can't do that. And it took every ounce of will I had as a child at that age, every ounce of my will, it took to take a breath. I had to force myself to breathe. I took a breath and another, and that pain was back. Right there. But I was breathing. And at that time, it was just, oh, okay. I never, after that, ever, I just, pain, come on, hello, this, that, just went through it, found ways to really well deal with it. Never did I ever get to that point again, as I did then, under real pain. I mean, migraines are just, your head's just about to explode. It's just, you can't cry. And then it gets worse. Yeah. What I realized, though, is that you can't live by selfish desires like that, regardless what your circumstances are. And to examine that, as I said, no breathing, no pain. God gave me, Spirit World gave me time to analyze, coherent, to analyze, what are you doing? And I believe that everyone has that gets to that point where it shows itself sometimes in different ways, but examine. And all I can say is resist. Resist. And as painful or this or that as it may be, take that breath with all your will and keep living. And become the most beautiful person out there God can be proud of. The most giving, loving, kind person out there, regardless your circumstances. One can give it a try. That's that breath. With all your will, all your might, you have to take that breath to step out of whatever you're in that creates such havoc in your life that you don't want to live. Right? Yes. Okay, now we covered both life and death. Oh, life and death, spirit world, physical world. All right, chapter 8, part 5, spirit world, life and death. All right. That's it. That's all I have to give today. Now I gotta go and get ready for a party. God's love and blessings always. I will talk to you another time. Don't know what chapter 9 will be. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to pray about it. As a friend of mine would say.